Good morning. Sorry, I'm a little bit late. I got busy working on stuff on the computer and forgot to do my devotions. But I just wanted to take a minute. I was reading something that I thought was kind of funny this morning. It was about a jockey who was in a race and he was leading the race. And as he's coming around, I think it was the last turn or something like that, he sees a shadow coming up behind him and he spurs his horse. He's determined he's not going to lose this race. And he spurs his horse and they take off and he takes off, just goes as hard as he could. He gets to the finish line. He looks around and he saw that the nearest horse was like 15 lengths behind him. What he had seen, the shadow he had seen, was his own shadow. Sometimes we're haunted by memories of past mistakes, things that have happened, shadows that in our lives are kind of looming over us and kind of keeping us from moving forward and doing the things that God might want us to do. But the Bible says in Philippians 3:13, God has forgiven our past and calls us to move forward into his future. It's important that we understand that while we've all made mistakes in the past and we've all done things that we're not proud of, and we've all had failures in our past and things that kind of cause us to question, well, am I capable of doing anything for God? Am I capable of moving forward? Am I capable of being something that God can use? The fact is that we don't do what we do in our own strength. We don't do it in our own wisdom. We are always going to have failures. We are always going to make mistakes. There's always going to be times where we try to do something and it just doesn't work out the way we think it should. But that doesn't mean that God is done with us. That doesn't mean that we have no place in God's plan or in God's service. I've made more than my share of mistakes, and certainly there have been so many things that I've tried to do that just haven't worked out. They haven't succeeded. But that doesn't mean that God can't still and doesn't still want to use me. So I've got to be careful when I see those shadows coming up behind me, those shadows of memories of my failures, those shadows of memories of mistakes I've made. I have to be careful that I don't say, oh my goodness, I've got to run from this. I've got to take off. I've got to be afraid of this shadow that's coming up behind me. No, I don't have to be afraid of that shadow because God is still with me. And though those shadows will always be with me, and just like yours will always be with you, that doesn't mean that you're a failure. That doesn't mean that you're just a collection of your mistakes. You're so much more than that, and so am I. So, as you go through today, maybe God is calling you to some area of service. Maybe God is calling you to something new that He wants you to do, and there's one of those shadows creeping up on you, and you're afraid, man, I just don't know if I can do it. Give God a chance. The Bible teaches us that who God calls, He equips. And He can equip you regardless of what you've done in the past. In fact, oftentimes those mistakes that we made in the past are the very thing that He uses to equip us. Our failures are the very things that He uses to teach us. And so we shouldn't be afraid of them. We should just say, God, what are you teaching me from this? And move forward in His strength and His power and not run from what God may want to do. Well, I've got a lot to do today, and I'm here in Johnstown. I'll be going to see an attorney pretty soon to help take care of some things for Tracy's estate. But I hope you have a great day today, and I hope God just fills you with immense blessing. And I will see you, Lord willing, tomorrow. God bless.